370, 370, well, 250 gone surely better than that. I'm afraid over 57, I'm afraid over 50, I'm afraid over 57, I'm afraid 50 meters. I'm at 50 now, I'm afraid over 57, I'm afraid over 57.
Oh, mate, don't say that.
Welcome to the Meat Game Podcast, where the bulls run wild and the stories last. Country boys, butchers, and cowboys too, running hard on the truth like we always do.
Welcome to another episode of the Meat Game Podcast with Brando, Fieldy, and Hamish. Welcome back, guys. Now, we've got a bit of a different one today, Fieldy, don't we?
This one's really different, mate. This isn't like our normal
No.
Monday story that we do. This one's a little bit different.
We've actually got two hosts and four guests. So we've never done that before, and I don't know how this is going to be a nightmare to edit, most likely, but I don't know. We'll give it a crack and see how we go. So I'd like to welcome back to the show, all the way from the Northern Territory, Darwin, the Charles Darwin University, Rob Owens. He was episode number two, and it was an absolute belter early days.
Yes, it was. Yes. That was it's still one of my favourites.
And Rob's been on a couple of times with the Thursday Yarn guys. So welcome back, Robbie. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. Thanks for letting us share the word of great work that these guys are doing up here in the Northern Territory. You know, I'm currently standing here looking at the McDonald Ranges at Alice Springs at CDU in our Desert Lantern restaurant. So I feel pretty special at the moment.
Desert Lantern, you'll be getting a feed then?
I did get a feed last night, yes, and a few cold bevies. It was pretty good.
Very good, mate. Very good.
And how's the weather up there, Rob? Is it scorcher or?
At the moment, it's a bit muggy where I'm at Alice, but we got a really good downpour last night and this morning. But it dries up pretty quick up this way. And you know what I mean? And the cyclone's all finished. So
I was going to ask you about that. That you had a cyclone last week, mate. You ended up in Adelaide, didn't you?
I got scared. I packed up and took off down south.
I ran
away.
He's a Nova
Cash. I didn't want to get wet. I'm a bit precious, you know. So I took off down there. But, you know, one thing I'll say up here that I did notice, and I've been through a few disasters down there in New South Wales, is up here, they got their shit together. Honestly, from the government point of view, but the business's point of view, mate, they make good, clear decisions straight away. Like, I know when Tamika could talk about it later, but, you know, they made decisions really quickly that, hey, our staff are important. You know, they're going to stay home till the end of the cyclone and then, bang, you'll come back to work. So it was really well handled across all the businesses up this way. So, yeah, good on to them, you know.
Yeah.
No, awesome. Unreal. We spoke to Chloe. She even said the same thing as well. All good. Just a bit of a clean-up and we're back in action.
And that's what they say, a bit of a clean-up. Like down here would be an absolute disaster, but they're just used to it. And like you say, they've got their shit together with that. They don't sort of over dramatise it. It is what it is, and they sort it out and move on.
Get in, get it done.
Get it done,
yeah.
Hey,
Rob, you're going to move over to your right a little bit, mate. We want to see all of you. Yes, that's the way, mate.
He's looking fresh too.
He's looking fresh.
Don't need a bigger lens. Put it that way.
Nah, all good, mate. Hey, know what I just noticed? Robbie O talks a bit different now that he's up there.
He does, doesn't he?
You've got a bit more country style in you now, Rob. You've lost that city swagger.
I know. I'm telling you now, you know, if you haven't been to the NT, you need to get up here because honestly, it's the land of opportunity. There's plenty of work, but I'm telling you now, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of work in all areas, really, not just butchery, but you know, it's really good that everyone's sort of a bit laid back. And it's, I'll be honest with you, it's probably the calmest I've ever been in my life working up here. After running butcher shops and working with supermarkets and that sort of stuff, it's life's good.
It's the most I've seen you smile.
Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Now you're saying I was a cranky bastard before.
We've worked together, Rob.
We have, yes, we have, Mark, yes.
We've been your wholesaler, Rob.
Yeah.
This is the happiest I've seen you, mate.
Yeah. And you're pretty happy with me too because I paid all my bills. So that's good.
Yeah, no, he always paid his bills.
We're always smiling. We were no problem.
We were always smiling.
Yeah.
Now, Rob, you've got 3 of your apprentices with you here today, mate. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so, you know, we're pretty lucky up this way. So with Charles Darwin University, we're actually not government funded. We're actually a private organisation that does training for TAFE in Northern Territory, and they really want to recognise, and they do it not just in butchery, but they do it across like culinary arts, in chefs, bakers, all those sort of areas, right across the whole university, even in the building and electrical. And they recognise students that do really good work within their TAFE work. So that's around the theory component, having their assignments in on time, also having their, assessments ready to go, all that sort of stuff. So it's a bit of a commitment to their learning and recognising that component to really well. So up here, we actually recognise each stage because as everybody knows, it's a 3-year apprenticeship basically across for their thing. So we have a stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3, and that's basically year 1, 2 and 3. And then we have an overall winner. So we're pretty lucky today. We haven't got Gabby Taylor. She was a stage 1 winner, and she works for Dobby's Meats at Nightcliff. And, mate, that's a really good shop, like a really good quality. Richard and Rachel that own that business, they're really, really focused on just service and quality. Like as soon as the steak's out of place, they're fixing it. So if you're ever up this way in Darwin, make sure you head over to that shop, and then also over to Malone's and those sort of places. There's some really good shops up this way. Yeah. But I'll just touch briefly a little bit there. I'm in Alice at the moment. If you ever come to Alice Springs, you've got to go to Milner's Meat and Seafood.
Yeah,
he loves this shop.
Yeah. It would give some of those shops in Sydney a run for their money. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah.
Hey, Robbie, just move to your right a bit, mate. You're out of the view. There you go.
Come on, mate. There you go. Stay there.
The listeners want to see the legend.
I've heard you talk about that shop a lot.
These guys have been recognised. So the Friday before the cyclone arrived, these guys got together and we had an awards evening at CDU at Palmerston. And you can actually have a look at some of those photos there on my Instagram at Teaching the Cut. If you want to have a look at that, you can see the photos there. But, these guys got recognised. So, we've got Janus on here with us today, and he's the overall most outstanding student in the Northern Territory for 2025.
Oh, look
and then
out.
we've got Tamika Banks, stage 3. And this is her last year in apprenticeship. So well done to Tamika for overall stage 3 winner. And we've got Rebecca Francis, stage 2 winner. So we've got a really good dynamic team up here with apprentices. And, some of this, it doesn't get mentioned enough, I don't think. The employers that they work for, mate, they are spending a lot of time helping them with their training and their development, which I think is crucial for apprentices' success now within meat and butchery.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, I know it's about these guys, but you talk a lot about the Sausage King comp up there. Like, you and I talk a fair bit, obviously. We're talking about the Sausage King up there, what Amic's doing up there. You're really, really happy with the Amic guy up there as well, like, and how you are doing all the comps. And all you keep saying is moving forward.
Yeah, look, I think sometimes people get hung up looking in the revision mirror too much. Yep. We've got to keep pushing ahead. We can't fix the past. We can only fix the future. Yep. And I think, it's with Chris Kelly from AMIC, he's got a massive job. He looks after South Australia, Western Australia and the Northern Territory. So he is on the run all the time. And, we've got to work together a little bit with these guys. And when I first landed up here, Sausage King come about, the Prince of the Year competition came about, and Tamika, she can tell you a bit more about that later on. But, I picked up the paperwork and just ran around all the businesses and just reminding them, hey, get in and have a go. And, this year was the highest amount of entries in Sausage King and burgers they've ever had in the Northern Territory. So that was really good. We could have probably done a little bit better in the apprentices because we didn't get really a big roll-up in that world. But I don't think the apprentices really knew what the competition was about and what was entailed. So the word's been spread, I think, through this year, and I'm interested to see what the guys have got to say on here about it. But, we're really growing into that next year because next year up here, we're not turning into the competition world, but, we've got the AMIC competition, World Skills next year. So we've got World Skills as well for them. And then, we're taking 3 of those students that won the AMIC Apprentice of the Year competition last year. We're actually taking them down to Meatstock, mate, to compete at Butcher Wars down in Sydney.
No, that's unreal. That's unreal. You've been speaking to Wade about that, Wade Thompson, obviously.
Yeah, yep. and really good for Wade and, him and Shannon for organising. I think it's really good on Wade's behalf They actually recognise that the apprentices need their own area. They're not up against guys with 30, 40 years of experience. You know, they're into the guys with the same amount of experience in the industry. So I think that's really good, mate, you know.
And what they've done, Rob, I agree. What they've done, they're actually going to have them competing with them, but judging them separate.
Yep.
I think that's unreal. Like, they're not putting them up against each other. They're going to put them in the same rounds as the...
Yeah, but I also think it'd be good to attract young blokes to come in, because I know myself, you think, I'm not going to go up with someone with 30 years experience, and I've had one or two, I'm going to look like an idiot, you know. And I think a lot of them are going, oh, it'd be good, but I you know, it might scare them off a little bit. A lot it hasn't, you know, and credit to those guys, but I think it'll attract a lot more young people to do it. So.
I think also too with it, guys, is it's just about building young people's confidence.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? And really supporting them. You know, we've got a fair bit in the background that's going to go on before they go down. But, you know, it's really great that their training provider, you know, it's going to cost us probably over 13 grand to take these guys down there for the 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not just going to go and do butcher wars. We're actually going to go and do a bit of a study tour around Sydney and look at businesses and big box businesses, because up here we don't have a bit of that sort of big box business up here really that much. You know what I mean? So it's going to be good for them to go down and see that and then bring those stories back to share with their peers within the industry up here.
Nah, it's awesome.
Tamika, I'll try and introduce you to Craig Cook.
Yeah, we've actually reached out to Craig, and we should probably get touch base with him again next year, early next year, February.
Yeah,
I'm sure Todd would be able to help us in that world as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But, you know, if there's any of your listeners out there that, you know, when we come into Sydney in May, and they're quite happy to have us come and have a look at their operation and want to share their stories with us, mate, we'll make the time to get over there and have a look at it and learn from them, you know. To see from there. So, you know, if anyone wants to do that, just reach out. You can touch through my email, or, you know, touch base with you guys, and you can give them their contact details, and then we can work from there. And I'd really appreciate that if a couple of people did offer to, you know, let these guys come into their business and see what they do.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we'll start getting onto these guys. I want to hear what these guys have got to say. Tamika, we'll start with you. You've done a bit of comp already with Lewis Lack. You were in that comp last year down in Tassie.
Tassie, yep.
Yeah, it was.
How did that all go?
Oh, it was an amazing experience. Like, just seeing what all the other apprentices can produce, you know, getting to talk to them about their shops and, you know, just like what their best sellers are and what they do in their shops. And you just hear like, you know, there's some stuff that we sell every day up here that they've never sold down south, and all that. It's just, a lot of good information and more knowledge. And, and we even went to one of the abattoirs down there, and I've never been in one before, so that was a really cool experience as well.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That is cool. And you went all right too, didn't you?
In the Tassie one, I ended up coming fourth, but I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Oh, I heard Tio was very, very happy, very excited. He was quite up and about it at the comp.
Yeah.
He's a great fella, isn't he, that Tio? He does a great job with you guys up there.
Oh, yeah, he sure does.
Yeah. And you've got, so at Malone's, how many shops have you got? You got the 2 up there and then the one at Port Douglas, or was it 3?
Yeah. So there's 3 in total. Yep. The first one was Port Douglas, then the one in Palmerston, up in Darwin, and then the one in Casuarina as well.
Yeah, and you're in the Casuarina?
I'm in between both now. I was managing the Casuarina store for about 8 months, but decided to step down and just focus on my apprenticeship. Beautiful.
That's good, eh? That's exciting to hear that you decided to take a step back and concentrate on your butchering. That's good to hear. So that shows like that you're humble and you're not too proud.
Yeah, get your apprenticeship sorted, then
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
like it was. I definitely learned a lot, but there's a lot more knowledge needed to take that next step.
Yeah. So this guy next to me right here, Brandon, he'll tell you, right,
that he did not put his phone on Do Not Disturb before we started.
He's done it again. No, but what he'll tell you is, I've said 1,000,000 times that I was a better butcher when I was a first and second year apprentice than what I am now. But I'm a hell of a manager.
Yep.
But what I done, I couldn't go back to a butcher shop now and keep up with a lot of really, really good butchers because I was too busy concentrating on managing instead of learning the actual.
Yeah.
Instead of learning how to be a really, really good
Learn how to be
butcher.
a butcher and then learn how to manage after.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and I didn't do that, and I've seen that mistake with a hell of a lot of people. They're very, very good managers, very good store managers, and look after shops and stuff like that. But when they're thrown in the deep end with a few really, really good butchers, you can't actually keep up. So that's really exciting to hear. To hear that you've said, like, you say that, and now you're across 2 shops, learning even more and learning. And I know you're doing the butcher wars as well.
Yeah, excited for that.
Yeah.
And where are you doing that at, Tamika?
It's Sydney.
Oh, Sydney, yeah.
Yeah, in Sydney, yep.
Yep.
So you're going to take them on, and you're going into another comp up there. Are you doing World Schools as well?
I don't think so. Might talk to Rob about that.
Yeah, I think you got another comp coming up, haven't you?
I've got the Apprentice of the Year one, the
Yeah,
Nationals.
That's it. Yeah. So who are you up against there? You
so
up
I've
against Riley?
Yeah, Riley's in it. Yep.
Yeah, he's a young fella. He goes good. He just won the New South Wales one.
Yeah, we did a podcast with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him a stir up. Don't worry about that. Take him on.
Hey, Riley's got to run for his money in Tamika. Do you know what I mean? I've had some experience with Riley. I had Riley as an apprentice when I was in New South Wales. So Tamika will give him a good run for his money, mate.
That's good. That's excellent. And I reckon, what's it like working for Toddy?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's Todd's he's an amazing businessman and just has answers for everything. And any time that you want to you just want to know anything or you want to ask how you can step up or anything like that, he's always there to help.
Yeah. Hey, how many times has he said, "Oh, make sure you keep an eye on Mrs. McGillicuddy"?
Mrs. McGillicuddy.
Serve Mrs. McGillicuddy. He was saying that.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, haven't you?
Ask him when you go to work. Ask him who Mrs. McGillicuddy is.
Yeah, he's been talking about her for 20 odd years. Yeah, when we worked together, he used to talk about like when you're talking about like a strange customer or something, not strange customer, but when you're talking about, I say Mrs. Jones. Oh yeah, Mrs. Jones this or Mrs. Jones that.
And that's just boring, Mark. This is McGillicuddy. That's
he calls her Mrs. McGillicuddy.
that works, mate.
Yeah, just asking about her.
Alrighty.
Yeah, he'll laugh. But he's been using the same one for 20 odd years. Yeah, but he's worked in some really good shops in Sydney, and you'll see where he gets a lot of ideas. If you do go to some cookie shops when you're here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be good. That'll be unreal.
Cool.
Hey, so we'll go with Janus.
Janus, how are you, legend?
Yeah, good man, good. Yourselves?
Going well, brother.
What's that hat you've got on there? We'll have to get your meat game.
Oh, it's a Woodward hat, man.
Oh,
Yeah. So you get that from Adelaide, do you?
No, Brisbane.
You guys get product from Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
all the way in Darwin.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what are you guys buying from there? You'd be getting fresh lamb, you'd be getting cartons as well, or what would you be getting from
just
them guys?
mainly box meat up here. By the end of December, we'll start getting probably 2 bodies in.
Yeah.
2 fresh carcasses of lamb. But it's mainly box meat out here.
Yeah, I thought that the territory's not mainly box meat.
Yeah.
From the distance that you got to travel to get there.
Yeah, and that'll be because of freshness and cold
and you
storage.
can't send a rigid up, so it's all freight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
gotcha.
yeah. The biggest part's the freight cost, guys.
Yeah, the freight's it's all box meat for that reason. So.
Yeah.
And what shop are you at, Janus?
I'm at Ready Mart in Brolula, in a town of around 700 to 800 people here. So it's quite a small population, but
Yep.
it gets by.
And last time we spoke to you, you got the whole town knew about it in 5 minutes the next day before Rob even got out of bed.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
You're a superstar, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I've seen the window you cut. I've seen a fair bit of stuff you do. Rob sends a fair few photos through of you doing some work. You must be pretty happy with that, eh?
Oh yeah, I'm just happy to learn heaps, and many more to come.
Yep.
It's just good experience.
And
Something different, you know.
Were you from that area originally, Jonas? Or?
No. I'm from Cape York.
Yep.
Bamaga.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez, I've had a few beers there.
Oh, you've been. I was going to say I can't say I've been there, but
When I done the Cape trip,
Yeah, you did
I
the
had a
big
fair
Cape
few-
trip, didn't you?
I had a fair few beers at Bamaga. Oh. Good fishing there.
I wasn't allowed to go because
Oh,
Mrs.
yeah.
said you won't come home.
Great
That's
fishing up
very
there.
we
good
now-
fishing up there.
So when Janus found out he won the apprentice award, for guys, I rang him on the Monday night and I said, "Oh, can I have a chat with you, mate, on a Zoom?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I have a chat with him and I'm telling him, "Hey, mate, yeah, congratulations. This is the award you've won." Because I'm thinking, it's just too hard to bring him out of his shop over there. It's about 10-hour drive from Borroloola over to Darwin. Just under 1,000 k's. And the next morning, I've got his manager and the owner of the business, and they're going, "He's in a car. He's on his way." I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Cool.
They've just picked him up and sent him. So that was really cool. That he got over there. And I think you got in town about an hour before it started.
Yeah, just about, eh? And then checked into the hotel, and I was like, just running down the elevator. I was like, "Oh, we've got to get there. But got there, walked into the building, and then 2 minutes later, they start announcing all the awards. Like,
Yeah.
just in the nick of time.
Yeah, how good. How good. So
That was
what, you had
pretty
to
cool,
drive
mate.
10 hours to get there?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, right. Hope you stop, survive. Stop, revive,
But
survive.
out there, mate, they'll drive 6 hours to do the groceries. It's fuck. Like that's probably a short trip.
Yeah,
like Chloe said, they had to drive 5 hours to get the groceries. Look.
Yeah, bugger that.
Yeah,
The best part of the NT is when you drive survive. Every 2 hours there's a pub.
Yeah.
So every major turn off there's a pub.
It's a massive pub crawl going up.
It is, yeah.
And going back.
I don't stop at every pub, by the way. I don't stop at every pub.
Nah, neither.
I would for a snitty.
I don't want to see it that way. But yeah.
No, very good. So what? Friday. It's Friday Arvo here at 4:30. What time you guys got there? What's the?
What is the time difference?
We're 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Yeah, right. So it'd be you
So
guys.
we're
are
an hour
just,
and a half.
so we're getting you guys out of washing up.
Yeah, but that's because we're on daylight saving. I think when we're not on daylight saving, there's a 2 hour difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. I was going to say I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But we might be behind you, but we're actually in front of you.
But it stays daylight there for longer, Rob. Like it'll be daylight until 7 or 8 at night. Is that right?
Not really. Probably about 7, 8 o'clock. Would
I
that
was
be
gonna
right,
say,
Tamika? Like,
yeah.
you're more of an
Yeah.
You guys are more experts than what I am.
Well, I
I'm
was-
just a newbie.
I was talking to someone on Facebook they were in Darwin, and it was dark here, and it was still looked like
Yeah.
just the sun's starting to set it up there. So I think it was about 7
Yeah.
o'clock at night or something. So
What sort of? This is a weird question. You guys are probably just laughing at me. But what sort of trading hours do you guys do up there? Like, what's your shop opening hours?
Well, we do 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day of the week.
Yeah, that's Todd Malone. He's naughty. He loves it.
Yeah.
What about your shop?
What about
Jonas?
James?
Alright,
What do you
so we
open,
are-
mate?
So weekdays we are 7 till 8, and then the weekends we are. Well, Saturday we're 8 till 7, then Sunday we are 9 to 7.
Wow, you're not worried about the hours.
no.
Very good. Now, Rebecca, we'll talk to you. You do a bit of slaughter work as well. You've got a totally different way of doing things up there, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm almost on the other end of the spectrum from these guys. So I do the slaughter and I do a lot of breakdown, but I haven't sort of got to that sort of window finish with all the cuts and everything.
Yep. So
Yeah.
you do the slaughter. So you at an abattoir into a butcher shop. How does that work?
Yeah, so we're an on-farm boutique abattoir. So we process our own homebred Centrebra cattle, and then they're raised here on farm, and we process them on farm, and also break them all down to spec for customers and deliver it to Darwin and surrounds.
Yeah, that's cool, though.
It is cool.
So you've got a farm. What sort of acreage? Like, what are we talking? I'm trying to get my head around this. This is cool.
It's not huge in comparison to other NT properties, but you're looking at 500 hectares.
That's a fucking lot.
Is enough to-
That's huge.
No, not really, but it's big enough to sort of run upwards of 500 head at a time. But Pete and Fee, the owners, they've got a really good regenerative farming practice. So they've put in all sorts of infrastructure on the farm, like swales to catch the water in the wet season, and they've captured the spring to sort of keep the grass greener for much longer into the dry season, so that we've got a really decent paddock where we can finish the animals, and they're gaining in seasons where you wouldn't expect them to, like September, October is when they sort of start to decline in fat content, but our animals are starting to hold a bit more, and we're able to sort of sell them all year round, which is really great.
More consistency too.
Yeah.
So the cattle you're producing, they're all grass fed, not grain finished?
No.
Full grass finished. Full grass fed.
So we've got our own, we've got a couple of lines of cattle. So we've got the spring paddock beef, which are the homegrown Centrebras. So Centrebra is a cross between a Brahman and a Centerpole, and they're sort of designed specifically for tropical climates. So they're quite tick resistant, and they are animals that can sort of survive harsher conditions up here.
Yep.
And they require sort of minimum intervention in terms of backlining and all that sort of stuff. So they're a good animal. We don't use hormones, we don't finish them with grain, and we don't put backline on them. So they're all pretty much, pretty clean animals.
Yeah. So that Brahman cattle, just for anyone that's listening, that Brahman cattle is what we call tropical cattle.
Yeah.
That's because they can handle the temperatures.
Handle it.
They can be drier for longer.
And Rebecca, are they more tick resistant compared to the likes of a British breed? Like I heard you say tick resistance there. That would be a big thing there, I would imagine.
Oh, 100%. Like tick fever,
the big
bring up
white
cattle
ticks.
from, you bring animals up from down south, it'll kill them easy. And ticks they can suck an animal dry as well. Like they're not something to muck around with. So
we get the little bush ticks down here, those little black ones. They get the big white things on there. You can nearly ride them by the time they're full. You know, like you nearly need a buck and
need a saddle.
You'd need a saddle to ride them after they're full. You know.
Right. Yeah, right. So, and that's why you're using the Brahman cattle, obviously, because it is such harsher conditions up there.
Yeah, Brahmans are good animals for the tropics, essentially. So if you brought a breed up like a Hereford into this sort of tropical climate, you're faced with, as you said, issues with ticks, but also with anything to do with fungal infections and stuff as well, because it's so humid and they're such little fat animals that they're not used to that.
They've got little fat too, and the thing with the Brahman too, they can go longer without water than what a European breed can go, and they can walk longer. They can walk faster for longer than a European breed can. So they're tailor made for that environment. So if you put a European breed, across them,
which is what they're doing.
You've got the eating quality, plus you've got the resistance on ticks and environment. So sorry, Rebecca.
No, that's right. So because we talk about it a fair bit. So in a lot of butcher shops, they won't really know, or me anyway.
They can't understand why people the Brahman comment, like down south, Rebecca. It's all they've got to be flatbacks. What we call a flatback. They've got to be flatbacks. Why do they farm them? And we love going over the reasons why they farm them.
And a lot of the reason, like you said, the reason why they cross them is to help the eating quality.
Plus
so the reason why you cross it into a Brahman is so it can handle the temperatures and can survive.
And you cross it with a European breed to give it a little bit better eating quality. And if you finish those cattle on grain, even a pure Brahman, guys, 90% of the time that's what you're eating in a restaurant. It's anything 100. Most of your cattle come out of Queensland and the Territory, so that's and finish them on grain, eating quality is fine.
So no, that's just a little bit about the Brahman cattle and again, like, what have you got? 500 hectares. So 500 head of cattle.
No, well, we don't. I mean, 500 would be a lot to run on that. Our country up here is probably a bit different to your landscapes down there. It's more sparse in nutrients, and we have a mix of introduced and native grass species. So we don't dense farming like we do rotational farming with the animals, but it's not as you might drive down a paddock here and you'll see a couple of head per 50 acres. It's more like that. So 500 is a lot, but normally we've got maybe 200 breeders and a mix of this and that. So
and you'd have to rotate according, like, obviously it's very seasonal, Rebecca. Like, you'd be rotating, you know how to rotate your paddocks according to the seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we're lucky up here. We're guaranteed meters of rain every year, so we don't have to worry about droughts and such. But you do just have to be aware of, where you're putting the animals at certain times of year because
you rotate according to the season.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. I don't understand. I know a lot of it from when it gets to the abattoir. I know it from that end, but I don't know it from the other end, and it's really good to.
But even farming down here, up there, it's totally different. It's like being it would be like being in another country up there, like they farm, yeah.
No, that's cool. So, all right, so you've got the farm, and then what? So you've got like a little slaughterhouse, a big slaughterhouse. What's to go there? What sort of numbers are you putting through?
For this week, for instance, we slaughtered 17 head.
Yep.
And we did buffalo, so we do buffalo here as well. We get them from like a neighbouring property, but all with the we choose properties with the same ethics. So these buffalo straight off the floodplains, they're, pretty clean as well. So they come in here and we use them. We sell them directly to customers, or they also go to butchers for trim. But 17's a busy week for us because we're quite a small team. Like in the meat house, we might have 4 people mostly.
Yep.
We'll have 2 myself as the apprentice and a couple of girls packing and 1 boxing and, one doing invoices.
Yep.
And then we sort of take turns on who has deliveries. But, it's a nice small team.
So we talked to a few people over in America, and we spoke to that fella in Wisconsin.
Zach Gorham.
Zach Gorham,
Yep.
I just forgot his name because I'm hopeless. Zach Gorham, we spoke to him, and over there they do a lot of exactly what you're talking about, straight from the farm into a little
slaughterhouse backs on the butcher shop, but I think legalities here you can't do that. So.
Yeah, but no, but you're still doing the and then you're delivering out to your customers. How cool is that?
Yeah. So like a slaughterhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, there's almost 0 food miles when you look at the animals that are bred here. The only time they leave the property is when they're literally being delivered to the customer.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. So, so actual shop front, you guys don't have a shop front?
Oh, I mean, a virtual shop front, I guess you could say. We have everything online. We've got an online butcher
packed
shop.
order. I was about to say that, packed order, yep.
Yeah, and if you have a look at it, it's really cool. We've actually designed it ourselves, and we've done the outline of one of our Centrebra animals, and you can actually see all the cuts across the animal. You click into the different cuts, and you've got a breakdown of, like a brisket. You can choose if you want a rolled brisket or a flat brisket, and all different cuts across the animal. So we've designed it to be educational as well, so people can see exactly where all the cuts come from on the animal, and also what to expect in size. That your eye fillet, you're going to get maybe 1 kilo or 1.5 kilograms, but obviously your top side's going to be much bigger, and they can sort of understand why and where it sits in the animal, which is really cool.
And percentage of animal. That's what people have to understand, and where it actually sits, and why there's how much work it does to why there's different cooking methods, why it's tougher.
And I was about to say, every different part of that animal, there's different cooking methods depending on how worked that muscle is. Yeah.
Give that a shout out. What's that called? Go. What's your website called?
Oh, it's evavalleymeats.com.au.
Even?
Eva, EVA.
EVA, Valley.
Meats.
Brandon, you reckon Stu can sort that out up there?
Yeah, but...
yeah.
Yeah, you're only going to order if you're in the vicinity.
No. Yeah, but to jump on the website and have a look.
Yeah, definitely jump on and have a look, yeah.
evavalleymeats.com.au. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, jump on there, guys. Have a look. You might get some ideas for your own websites as well, and have a look, and all educational, yeah.
Yeah.
No. It is pretty cool. I looked at the website when I first got into Darwin, and I was very impressed. I actually commented the first time I went there, and I said to Rebecca, the website's just incredible. And because, when I had my business, I was pretty heavily into online, and it's pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. You'd definitely get around that. And so you should, because that's one way that butcher shops are going to take on the takeaways and the fast food joints and stuff like that, is by doing online.
But I think online up there would be so much stronger, because there's a lot of properties that, like we say, that they're travelling a few hours to get to town or get to where the your vicinity. So you put your order in and you want to go there and just pick it up. You don't want to be mucking around when they get there. It's like Chloe said, I drive 5 hours to town. I've got to go bang, 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 get all these things done in that time. So you probably would order it online and then you go there and you're just picking up. You're not mucking around. So I think online would be more prevalent up there. You know.
The other thing they're doing, guys, up here is same as Rebecca at Eva Valley Malone's. I'm not sure about yourself, James, but they're actually taking orders from the islands and putting them on barges to send over to the people in the Tiwi Islands and that, aren't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Talk to us about that. How does that work?
Our Casuarina store does all our remote orders, so people can order online, over the phone, through emails, and we've got all the timetables of all the barges and planes of when they go and where to. So they can just place an order, and they can tell us if they want it on the next barge or they're not in a huge hurry, and we just deliver it to the barge or the plane company, and then it takes it over to them.
Yeah, and that's just all done by credit card and stuff like that. It's all already done, before it leaves.
Yeah, so we just get payment over the phone before we take it there, and then they just sort out payment themselves for the freight company.
Yeah, and I know we're sponsored by them, but that's PBSA system, eh? You've got all that set up already on there on that PBSA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use PBSA, yep.
Yeah. No, Todd's very, very happy with it.
And how do you find that using that to make it? Do you like that system?
Yeah, well, I definitely learned a lot more when I was managing, and it's amazing all the things you can do on it. Yeah.
No, for sure.
No, awesome. And how does it work with you, Rebecca? Much the same from the abattoir or from the sort of slaughterhouse side of it, or how does it work?
With selling directly to the customer.
Yeah, no, like putting it on the barges and stuff like that.
Yeah. As I said, we've got our own little cold car that we will take up to town at least twice a week, and it just depends. As Tamika said, you follow the schedule. So there's LDLs, last day loadings, where you've got to get things before like a Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. and that sort of thing. So we load the car and take it up. So, yeah, there's a lot of road freight too. We'll go down to Alice or we'll go on the barges over to the islands. So it's far and wide, which is really good.
It's an eye-opener, isn't it?
It's so different up there. And guys, I've never been up there. I don't know what I've seen and heard. I've had a lot of customers up there, but I've never been up there.
So Rob,
very different.
How long have you been butchering now, Rob?
35.
Yeah, 35
years.
I'm
a young bloke.
He's just starting to pick it up.
Fresh. Just a fresh new young bloke.
I actually cleaned up properly for the first time the other day.
But the thing about this is, Rob, I've noticed anyway, and like I said, we've probably known each other for 20 years now. You've got a new spring in your step because it's so different up there. Like, you've got an actual excitement about it. Is that fair to say, or?
Yeah, look, I think what it is up here, and it was really exciting to come here and have, business owners that were really just looking for someone to help support them and train their apprentices. And the apprentices, that I'm lucky with the students that I have, the cohort I have, they just want to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got no smart asses. I've got no crap. They're just human sponges. They just want to consume from that point of view. So, I've been pretty blessed that way. And yeah, I do have a bit of a spring in my step. And, it's really good to work with students, employers, and here as well, where nothing's off the table. You can go to someone with an idea where next year we're actually changing the delivery for it. So we'll be one of the only ones, I think. I think Granville TAFE down there, they still deliver on campus. But, we're going to really focus more onto the theory component because the employers do a great job in showing apprentices how they want products produced in their workplaces and that sort of stuff. But I just think there's a lack of in the learning part, and the guys can say yay or nay or call me out on it. But I just think, with the theory part, it's the worst part of our apprenticeship, but there's a lot of knowledge in there that you'll carry on for the rest of your career.
Yep.
And I think that's where we breeze over it too quickly. And I think sometimes we need to bring... So what we're doing next year is we're actually bringing students back into campus to complete their theory work. Because if you ask most of the assessors in Australia what's their worst part of their job, and it'll be like collecting theory paperwork off students.
Yep. Oh, it'd be definitely
Right,
the hardest
so-
for sure.
And look, if you bring them in, you're helping them do it. You know, you're explaining it more clearly to them. You know, I think it's going to be a better result for everybody involved. And the guys that are remote, we're actually going to do that, do virtual classrooms online to help them out as that way. So yeah.
And Rob, do you find when you're teaching that sort of thing and having them in, like having them on a Skype or having them in the classroom, instead of telling 10 students 10 times, you're actually telling them once, and then you're going through it all once, and all 10 are picking it up straight away?
Yeah, well, I think, look, let's talk to Janus about this because he was my task crash bunny, and he was the first one I did online. So what do you reckon, Janus? Do you reckon it works for you? Did it help you? Like, what did it do?
Yeah, it was more better explained, and I understood very well after we had our one-on-one sessions, and it was just more better, it kept me more excited to learn. So I think it's good for next year that you're going to come out and do 8 visits, and that'll just keep it way more interesting, you know?
Yeah. Rob, when I was...
So we've gave a commitment to industry. We've gave a commitment to industry up here that every apprentice will get 8 visits next year.
Yeah.
So they'll see someone every 6 to 8 weeks, all through the year.
Yeah. And you would have it the hardest, like the amount of kilometres that you have to do. So that is a big commitment. And you'll spend a lot of time with them when you are there.
But the bit I look at is you know, we've got the future in our hands right now, right? And if we don't invest into the future of our business, like Rebecca's and Tamika's and Janus and you know the other apprentices across Australia, our industry is going to fail.
Yep.
So we've really, you know, we can bitch and whinge and say it's all bad, but realistically, it's only going to stay that way unless we all get a positive attitude and say, right, what can we do to improve? And you know, it's really refreshing to come and work with people that are open to new ideas and actually will talk to you, because I didn't make the decision on my own. You know, I went and spoke to every single owner in the Northern Territory and said, hey, I've got this idea. What do you reckon? And, you know, and they all agreed and gave us advice on how to do it. And we worked between all of us. We've worked out something that we all think is going to help our apprentices even better, and we're all excited about it. So I think that's a positive way. Like, I don't hear too many cases around that going around the place, you know?
Yeah. Hey, just quickly back to that, back to having the students in the classroom and like all together on Skype. One thing I got, so I'm not the best learner, I never have been, but when I done TAFE with a fella called Ted Wilcock at Newcastle, he was unbelievable for me. He was so good.
He was.
Yep. But I had some really good students. I was one of the older ones, but if he was explaining something and I didn't really get it the way he was telling me, I'd always open my mouth. Like I said, I was one of the older ones, and I thought, well, if I'm not getting it, someone else won't be. So I'd open my mouth and ask a question. And a lot of the times it wasn't him explaining it. It was another student that would explain it to me in the way that I would understand. Like they'd talk to me and they'd put it back into, oh, yeah, this is how we do it at the job. And I go, oh, yeah, now I understand. I think when you're in a classroom or in a group setting, you can actually learn a fair bit off each other. Whereas when you're one-on-one all the time in the shop, you're only learning the way that they do it in the shop. And I think you can learn a lot from each other. Like, I guarantee you three, just from this conversation, would have learned a fair bit that you don't know because you're doing it so differently. Is that fair? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I reckon anyway.
I think a lot of students now learn by stories. So where we've got, you know, we're all hands-on people. You've said this on the podcast a number of times. Everyone says it in the industry, we're hands-on people. But then we go and give apprentices, you know, pages and books and textbooks to go read and go find answers. You know, like, that's just the wrong way in my mind. Like, why do that to people? We just turn people away from the industry because I don't want to do that, so then they go somewhere else. So what we've done up this way is we've actually used a bit of technology and actually created those textbooks now into video.
Yep.
So, you know, we've shortened it down. The information's still in there, you know, and that way then, you know, within 10 minutes, instead of sitting down for 2 to 3 hours studying books and trying to find answers that you don't actually understand,
100%.
now you actually got it in a video. and they're actually seeing it, they're understanding it. And, you know, butchers, I don't know about you, but I always remember the story that Ted Wilcox used to say in a classroom.
Yep.
The story stuck with me, and it was some sort of funny story, but he was teaching us at the same time. And that's what I try to do is try to be a bit of a storyteller, and the guys sort of learn a bit more from that. Would that be fair to say, guys?
Yeah, let's stop teaching butchers how to read books and memorise the books, and let's teach them how to be butchers in any way, means necessary.
Well, that's
whether
right.
that's by video or by speech, but let's not throw a book at them and say, you got to memorise that and come back to me with the answers. Because they go, oh, no, it's too hard, I'm going to run.
Yeah. Teach them by doing.
What do you think?
Teach by doing.
What do you guys think? What do the students think?
Yeah, definitely. I towards the start of my apprenticeship, I had like one day in at the TAFE campus, and it was amazing. It was a one-on-one because it wasn't a actual class thing yet. But it was awesome to get away from the shop and just be able to be in like a different environment and where you can just ask heaps of questions. You're not rushed or anything like that as well.
So I'm going to put that into managers' words, right? The best thing about what you just said, you're away from the shop. And the reason why you're away from the shop, now you're an apprentice or a young butcher that has obviously aspirations to be a manager. So the whole time you're doing your study, you're actually thinking about, okay, is Mrs. McGillicuddy getting served properly?
Yep.
Whereas it would definitely be Mrs. McGillicuddy being at Malone's. But that's what you're worrying about. You're not concentrating as much on what you're getting shown as what you are about, hang on, the phone's just rang 5 times and no one's answered it yet. Or the FPOS has gone down. Tamika, what do we do about the FPOS? Or, did you do that order? Whereas if you're in a classroom, you're concentrating on that and you're not worrying about all the stuff that's happening at the shop.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it's great. And I think someone that can memorise a book isn't necessarily the greatest butcher.
No.
Brett Law's prime example.
Yep.
You know, he's the world's greatest butcher. You got Brett Laws to memorise a book, you can have a bit on.
Yeah, good luck.
It's the way the method of teaching is changing, and I think it's such a great thing.
Yeah, I love it. Jonas, do you reckon?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. I've learned a lot from Rob, and it just made me, more, just think about my answers, and just made me more attentive to my work, pretty much.
Yep.
Just made more sense how we, obviously, if you try to understand, like you said before, if someone else doesn't get it, or if someone else explains it to you, a totally different person, then you're going to go, oh, I get that. You know what I mean? And that's how I learned off Rob pretty easy. Yeah.
One thing I've learned,
that's good.
The one thing I've learned with Rob, being his wholesaler and working with him 1,000 years ago, but the main thing that him and I do, we ask each other a hell of a lot of questions. And if he doesn't know the answer, and sorry, Rob, I'll probably make you blush here, but if he doesn't know the answer, he will get back to you within 5 days with the answer because he's gone and asked someone. He won't tell you a bullshit answer. He will tell you, okay, I don't know, but you're not going to have that answer in 5 days because I'm going to come back with an answer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think all of us can agree that anytime we have any questions or like with my competitions next year and all that, Rob's always on the ball with, have you started thinking about this? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I've come up with this idea. And then he's already starting to plan things, already sending me links to different ideas and everything. And like even got me onto Instagram, and I've started my Instagram account.
I did notice that.
Posting my butchery stuff on there, yeah.
And keep doing that too, because that'll just give you the confidence when you do go and take them on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And keep doing it. And you will hear people do negative, although we haven't. We're very lucky. But if anyone does do anything, just throw it out. Just throw it out. Don't worry about it.
Oh, there's always
do it because they're jealous.
There'll always be that negative aspect there, and you just got to learn how to deal with it. That's all part of it.
I think though, to that, Mark, you can learn from those guys.
Yeah.
Because you can learn about what you can do, and you can learn about what you shouldn't do. And
exactly.
You learn both sides.
You can.
Do you get what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't mind. I don't mind the negative people. I don't mind the knockers.
Sometimes they can teach you what not to do. Exactly.
Correct.
100%. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So that's where I sort of, I think you need level feedback. If you're getting all this positive stuff, that's great.
Yep.
But when you can get feedback around that's a little bit negative as well,
Yep.
that's good because it sort of levels you out. But you can learn from it, you can take from it, whatever you want to do. But I'm just here trying to build on the great work that Rod and Gareth did before me, and just continue on and make the Northern Territory the place that people want to come to learn.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's really clear to all of us as well. Like for me personally, like I've even told Rob, like as soon as he took over, it's just a whole different feeling. Like I've definitely got a lot of my passion back because of how passionate Rob is and like how eager he is to teach as well. Like we're all eager to learn, but it's awesome having someone who loves the trade and wants to teach us as well.
Yeah. Well, he didn't go up there. He's up there for a reason. He's on a mission. Trust me. He had it pretty good down.
Yeah.
He had it pretty good in New South Wales, and he's gone up there on a mission.
No,
so
you did very well in New South Wales.
Yeah. So obviously you guys are going to reap the rewards. So don't be afraid to ask him questions. Ask him anything you want, and if he doesn't have the answer, he will get it to you in 5 days. Trust me.
Yeah.
And that's the old thing, running in being in anything, guys. Dwayne Ledbetter told me, and I always repeat his name and always will. Yep. He said to me, because I was very overwhelmed when I first come into it with all the cuts and all the different things, and I come from a livestock background. Yep. I said, Dwayne, I can't learn all this. I just can't do this. And all the books and that were there scaring the daylights out of me, and the Latin of all the muscles and that. Yep. He said, you don't have to know everything. You've just got to know where to find the answer. Yep. And that's exactly what Rob does very well.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to know everything. He just knows where to get the answer.
I'm not the only lecturer that does this. There's other lecturers across Australia that do this stuff as well.
Even when you're in your own shop, you don't have to know everything. You've just got to know where to source the answer. When you get a drama, you need to know where the answer is.
Well, Todd Malone, how many times do you reckon he rings Craig Cook?
I guarantee he rings him quite a few. Yep.
Yeah.
Even now.
Hey, Brandon, have you got D&D on?
No.
Guys, we caught him out again.
A few moments later.
Stu, sort that one out.
Stu, sort that out. Brandon didn't have it on D&D. Dob him in, guys. Don't let him get away with it.
Just go quiet for 5 seconds. I'm going to put on D&D.
That's it.
Hang on. Hang on 1 sec.
A few moments later.
Righto, Stu, we're back.
Don't miss him, guys. If I don't put enough fuel in the car, he doesn't miss me.
No, we start doing podcasts, and I always forget to put on D&D. And it's pretty lucky it's Friday afternoon.
You need that in the middle?
Yeah. Cool.
I'm not touching it because then I'll get in trouble. I will stuff it up. No, we're back. So, all right, I'm going to ask you guys a question. What are you most looking forward to getting out of 2026 as far as learning and what you want? What do you guys want to get out of 2026 doing your apprenticeship and learning more about the trade? Tamika, you can start.
I'll go first.
Yep.
Oh, Rebecca?
No,
you go.
You go.
Well, for me, definitely a big one is my 2 competitions next year. I'd love to do better in the Nationals Apprentice Comp, and I'm really excited for the Butcher Wars as well, to see that side of it as well. But also, because I did recently get signed off and officially qualified and all that. But even with the competitions aside, when Rob introduced me to Rebecca the other night at the awards night, I'd love to get to breaking beef and breaking buffalo with her. And because with our shop, we only order in 1 body a week, just for us to practice. It's not actually something we do. So I'd love to get in on that side of things as well.
No, that's awesome. No, that will happen. That obviously will happen because now you're networking.
It would be hard up there. Like I said, guys, I've never been up there, but I've sold a lot of meat up there. A lot of cartons go up there. Yeah. So for them to have the experience on body meat is very rare, which would be a handicap being in that part of the world.
So when you were selling meat up there, where would you mostly sell that out of?
So that would go to Adelaide. I had one customer in Darwin, but even then it would go to Adelaide and would get shipped to Darwin. It all goes to Adelaide and goes up from there. Obviously, there's some coming across from Queensland also, but body beef, it's all cartons from the freight. So getting that experience on body beef would be very hard in that part of the world.
So when you're saying freight, they wouldn't send many hanging trucks up there?
No,
it's all
you can't send Chris Hemi and a rigid up there because he'd be driving for hours. That's the problem. So
gotcha.
So getting them over on the East Coast where they can see all that sort of stuff is it'd be awesome, you know.
Yeah, awesome. Janus, what are you looking forward to most?
Just getting me skills, my knife cutting skills just on point, you know, rather than box meat, have whole lambs come in, you know. It'd be way different to see the whole breakdown, you know, separating all your primals, just have a better understanding of the animal that's coming in.
Yeah.
Because now it's very different here compared to other shops, you know, like customer service wise, like we just do pre-pack stuff here, so it's way different. So it'd be good to learn in a shop, you know, have experience.
Yeah.
Other than that.
One thing about pre-pack shops though, pre-pack shops are very different, but as you get your speed up, your cutting speed and your actual cutting skills are quite good. I know a fair few butchers that have only ever worked in supermarkets, and I can't keep up with them. And they still cut very, very good. There's nothing wrong with the way they cut. Andrew Barnett, Ty Ambrose, very, very, very good butchers, and I can't keep up with them. So their speed and their skill is as good as anyone's.
Even you talk about carting, mate. Yep. Like I've seen a lot of portion cutting. You try and keep up with the portion cutter, and bang on his weights. Like it's another art within the industry. You know, like it's butchering within butchering. You know,
for sure.
Different type of butchering. You know,
it is
depending on your environment. Yeah.
But at least now, with what you've just said, Rob also knows that your next visit, even if it's out of it's not what you're meant to be learning, he probably will throw in a few bits. Okay, this is what you get from the carcass. This is what you do here. This is what you do that. Even if it's on the side after the hours, you'll say, right, I know this is what you want to learn. Here, just have a look at this, or jump on this website, have a look at this on YouTube. Have a look, like even the MLA page. I've seen Doug Piper breaking down hinds, breaking lambs and stuff like that. Jump on them on YouTube, and jump on one of my lives. You might even see me boning out a leg of lamb. It's not very well, but jump on lives and just watch that stuff on YouTube as well. Pretty slow at it too. It's in your kitchen.
So what we're looking at for 2026 is we're actually in contact with some people overseas, and we're actually talking about VR and having carcass be able to break down in a VR headset. So that way then the guys can get some sort of practice without having to truck, you know, bodies of beef over, you know, 6,000 kilometres for us to just have a crack at. You know what I mean? So we're trying to lower the cost for industry at the same time and to give guys the experience before we actually stick them on the carcass as well.
Now, Rob, one thing I've noticed about all you smart people, like Rob Owens,
like
Demi Lowback, you use a lot of...
I'm a butcher.
You use a lot of abbreviations. So VR, virtual reality.
Yep, virtual reality. Yep. Yeah, so we're looking at that. And next year, the students that come in now, we can actually hone their customer service skills without actually doing it on proper customers. And, you know, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we all make mistakes with customers. So the more I can give people practice in situations before they hit the counter, I think it's just going to help the industry.
And that's a massive thing. It's
help the service.
One thing about cutting it. Customer service is another thing, and that's something that I've been doing it 26 years, and every now and then I lose.
You know what you don't do? I'll give you all a tip. If you're younger than the lady you're serving, if you're a male young bloke and you're younger than the lady you're serving, don't call them love. Whatever you do,
you shouldn't call them love anyway. I don't reckon this day and age.
No, look. Some older butchers, 50,
or if you're looking for a trigger, I use it all the time. Mainly Jody.
But don't. Yeah. When you're serving Mrs. McGillicuddy and you're younger than them and you're a young bloke and you're a young whippersnapper, don't call them love.
But you do have to read the play a lot with customers and customer service, and it's another skill in itself without using a knife, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Rebecca,
what about you, Rebecca?
Yeah, what about yourself? What are you looking forward to most? You're already doing a hell of a lot, but obviously there's parts that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, obviously powering through second year is my main focus. So I mean I'm enjoying what I'm doing at the moment, and I also wanted to do a meat inspectors as well. I'd like to be fully qualified so I can sort of do the process from very beginning to end. And Rob's helping to facilitate those things too. So that's great. Like, he's always great to talk to, and we just get things happening. So I'm really keen to see what next year looks like in terms of learning as well. So having to do theory in a classroom is going to be something different, but I think it'll be more rewarding than having to try and sift through theory. I've finished work at night. I've got children as well. I've got my own small business that I'm trying to do. So then having to juggle your study, and you don't really feel like it, to actually have time allotted for you and set aside that you can actually do some stuff. Fantastic as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. How good. I've just noticed talking to you guys, we've got 3 such different spaces of the meat industry. And
it's awesome.
Just the butchering, like the cutting side of it. So on this podcast, we ask for the whole story, right? We want to hear from all different aspects of the meat industry, but right here we're talking about 3 totally different aspects of just butchering.
And even environment, guys. If you're in a different part of Australia, even though we were in the same country, and I experienced this when I went to Victoria, and that's from New South Wales, Victoria, we're neighbouring states.
Yeah.
You can drive there in 10 hours, 11 hours. Things are done very differently. When you go to the likes of Perth, the Territory, Darwin, things are done so differently. It's the same industry, but things are done very differently, and that's what we want to shed light on the whole thing,
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome.
And you guys have just helped us do that massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Things are done very differently within the same country.
Rob, you have to catch a plane,
guys,
do you?
My guys, the Uber is standing at the door looking at me going, hurry up, mate. Stop talking, mate. Get moving, mate.
All right, guys. We'll leave it there, but we definitely want to catch up with you 3 again. This has been so good.
No, we'll definitely do more with these 3 guys. We just want to do something a little bit different today and bring a few apprentices into the scene, which we have done before, but we want to do more of. So, and a different part of the world, cool. Totally different part, or not part of the world, part of the country. So.
Yeah. It'd be really cool too to see some other lecturers from other states on this and telling us about the stories that they got in their industry on their states as well.
Definitely.
For sure. And we're going to do a little bit more with the AMIC guys as well.
Yep.
Because we want to hear from them guys as well.
Yep, no, definitely.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, guys, we're going to let you guys go. You guys have got to go and wash up your shops.
And Rob's got to jump in that Uber.
Rob's got to go and get an Uber.
Right, guys, thanks for coming on. We'll do a lot more. Hope to catch up with you all at Meat Stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's us.
Likewise, mate. Likewise.
All right, you guys go. We'll do a little bit at the end.
Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We'll touch base again on Thursday for our normal Thursday yarn.
Yep.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Give us a bye for now, guys. Don't leave without it.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now. Hooroo.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Hooroo.
Yeah.
On the concrete, blood on the steel. I'm talking about a life that's raw and real. From the paddock to the plate, it's more than a trade. Sweat, grit, and muscle, how legends are made. It ain't just work, it's a way of life. Cut deep like a boning knife. Welcome to the Meat Game Podcast, where the bulls run wild and the stories last. Country boys, butchers, and cowboys too, running hard on the truth like we always do. Raise your glass, crank it loud, make it blast. This is the Meat Game Podcast.